and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Here's Stacy from Petal Creations.
Ordering flowers is intimidating if you don't know what you're doing.
Petal Creations experts care about designing a bouquet that conveys your special message from the heart.
You deserve to have a personal florist that you can depend on, who can take your message, turn it into a bouquet, and deliver it in a timely manner. And the rest is up to you.
Petal Creations in the Edgewood Shopping Center or at petalcreations.com.
So give us a call. We've got you.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Get inspired at the 54th Annual Home and Garden Show, February 13th through the 15th at Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. $10 admission. Let the experts bring your home projects to life. Learn more at hbal.org.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome, everybody, in Husker Football Hour. Nick Wyman here with Tom Shatel here at 6 o'clock on a Monday, February 9th. Tom, are you with us, Tom?
I'm here. What's going on?
Not too much. See, we're mixing up. We had Austin last week fill in, and now I have returned. So we're changing a little bit of voices for you every week. So we're making it interesting.
I'll see if I can handle it.
I know. We're gonna we'll probably throw another person in there just to keep you on your toes, right? No, we got that depth, That's just how it is. But yep, Tom Shatel, Husker Football Hour here. 402-464-5685, the Sauer Heyman Jewelers text line. Tom, how you doing? It's been about 2 weeks since we last talked. How you been doing?
Good. I'm all hoops. I'm ready to talk hoops too, if you want to. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. First off, I just Super Bowl. The Super Bowl just happened. Kind of the big game in the nation, in the country. What were your thoughts just on in general, just seeing the Seahawks and the Patriots last night in Santa Clara?
Well, I enjoy watching great football, and I'm not worried about boring or scoring. I mean, it's I also like well-pitched baseball games. So I enjoyed watching Seattle's defense go at it. I guess that if there was drama or if there was something that was compelling, it was, can the Patriots, can they find a crack in the machine? Can they hit on a big play or get something going? because it was something else to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Seattle's offense wasn't great, but it didn't have to be. And that was just, after the last few years of Mahomes and the Chiefs scoring all the points, and the Eagles and their offense, and the 49ers, and just, the Bengals, and so on and so forth. Rams. I mean, I thought it was kind of refreshing.
Yeah, it was a little different. Like you said, like I'm a Chiefs fan, so I've seen, the Patrick Mahomes make it to the Super Bowl several times, win or lose. They've won a couple of them, won a couple of them, lost a couple of them. But yeah, that Bengals Rams ones, as you mentioned, when they played in SoFi, was a nice little change of pace, and it was a really good game. Last year, obviously, the Eagles dominating the Chiefs from start to finish, and now you have this one where, Seattle's defense was kind of the mainstay. They made a couple field goals in the first half, and Seattle's defense really set up their offense, scored a touchdown, pretty much to ice the game, and were able to just dominate the line of scrimmage. I mean, Drake May was under duress throughout the entire game. It just felt like that was just kind of the moral of the story from this one, Tom.
Yeah, and if I'm certainly old enough to watch the '85 Bears, they were a different kind of. They were celebrity defense. They had, I can't think of all the names, but Refrigerator Perry and anyway, they were, and they had the defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan was a celebrity, and it just they did the videos, and they punished people. The Giants and the Ravens 20 some years ago were also very good. These guys didn't have much personality, but they just played great defense. They hit hard, they run to the ball, everything that Nebraska hopefully aspires to be, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't that be nice if we could have a Nebraska defense that was the identity, and it was also maybe not at Seattle's level, obviously, but certainly a kind of defense that was going to be there every week.
Yeah, definitely. We'll touch on a little bit in the second segment about Nebraska's new safeties coach coming in. We'll talk about him later, but we'll start with basketball since that is the hot topic. I know it's the Husker football hour, so we will get our football fix in the second segment. Like you said, we'll start with basketball just because Husker basketball is taking over, getting back in the win column this past weekend, and Piscataway beating Rutgers on Saturday. They couldn't have got a better chance to have a week without a weekday game. They had a nice little break, and you were able to see Rink Mast kind of come back into his ways. Like, he wasn't playing bad per se. It was just he wasn't scoring at a high rate, and was able to lead the team against Rutgers and be able to just dominate from start to finish against the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, they couldn't have had a better weekend. You go there after a week off, you get healthy. Rutgers is not a trap game, but it's the kind of game where if you're not ready to play, that it can get you out there. So if it's way out there on the East Coast, and it's long flight, all that stuff. But the fact that they won and they played well was one thing, but that they got Rink going again, and he even before the Michigan game when he came down sick, he'd been kind of struggling shooting. So it felt like a kind of a bonus that he got back to where he needs to be. Hopefully now he'll start playing like that every game again, and I can go on a new streak.
Yeah, Rink Mast, 32 minutes played, kind of got his feet back under him after he had the sickness, the ER visit, the dehydration, whatever it was. Able to get back under his feet. 26 points, 11 of 20 shooting. This is the first time he's taking, I think it was 10 plus field goals inside since 2024. It's been a while, and he was able to just dominate from start to finish. Got them going early too. He scored a majority of their points to start the game. I think he scored the first 5 of the first 9 points. Able to get them going. He only made 1 3, so he was just in the paint. Only 3 free throws of 4 made, 4 attempted, and was just able. And he was dominant on the glass too. 8 rebounds. Nebraska needed a game out of that like them. I just think this game really stood out just because you had him, Rink Mast, obviously carrying the load with 26, but you still had Hoiberg with 13, Marcus Lawrence with 12, Price Stanford, who's kind of been the guy the last several weeks. He only scores 15, and you're still able to win by double-digit points. I think that's the thing you take from this is just that's what makes Nebraska so dynamic is you can have a different guy step up when needed, Tom.
Yeah, and they certainly they played well at Michigan, and I thought they played fairly well against Illinois. Illinois just shot it great. They had a good defensive plan in the second half. So I thought Nebraska didn't have a bad 2 losses. It was just good to see them, like you said, get the balance back and the scoring, getting everybody involved again, get the formula that that I got them 20-0. So and now it's the home stretch, and you've got Purdue. The road to the top of the Big Ten always goes through Matt Painter's Boilers. So, it's and then Northwestern, Iowa, and I think they get the Nittany Lions and Maryland coming in. So there's a lot of games ahead where they just keep playing the way they've been playing. They should be in good shape. So.
Go ahead.
I'm not looking really for them to win the Big Ten. They certainly can. They'll have to have help now, but they'll have to keep playing well and winning. But I'm one of these people that looks ahead to March, and I'm looking at that seed line, and they're going to be riding the 2 and 3 all the way to the end here, and they're probably going to need to win a couple in Chicago. So, I know it's a long way to go, but hey, that's what sports writers do.
Yep, exactly. There's a lot of moving parts. There's still a month left in regular season play. You mentioned Nebraska needed some dominoes to fall to help them maybe get a 2 seed, because getting a 1 seed is going to be difficult to do because you have so many, like Arizona playing tonight against Kansas. Arizona's got a tough stretch coming up with a lot of the top of the Big 12. Some dominoes that fell, like Gonzaga losing to Portland. That was one. Gonzaga looked like they were kind of a lock for a 2 seed. You lose to Portland, who was 9-14 entering that game last week. That helps, the resume. And I'm very curious to see, when Selection Sunday comes around, you're going to have teams like Gonzaga, Iowa State, Nebraska kind of battling, jockeying for a 2 or a 3 seed, how they're going to look at the resumes. Because naming, you look at the name, Nebraska basketball is kind of the outlier. You don't really think of them being a 2 or a 3 seed. But you have teams like Iowa State and Gonzaga who are going to be, they're going to be tested. Iowa State has a tough schedule down there. They have BYU, Arizona, and Kansas still left on their schedule. There are going to be some. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the committee shakes it out and see where they put Nebraska. Because, like you said, Nebraska doesn't have they only play one more ranked team off right now, currently in Purdue, but they still have games. The West Coast trips, USC and UCLA are no slouches. They are a solid basketball team. UCLA has been playing really good basketball recently. So it's going to be interesting how that shakes out here in the last month of the season, Tom.
Yeah, and I look at them. I don't think a 1 is going to be possible. I mean, I just look at the Big 12 has 2 or 3 candidates for a 1 or 2. Arizona, Houston, Iowa State. Nebraska's not maybe at that level. Maybe Iowa State level, but we're talking about a 1 or 2 seed. Man, those spots are going to fill up. I think the Big Ten will have 2 candidates. Will Nebraska be 1? Or will it be Illinois, Michigan? There could be a 1 or 2. Certainly the SEC is going to have a couple. So is the ACC. So it's Gonzaga hasn't really beaten a lot of great teams, and Michigan throttled them early. So I think Nebraska can be in that mix, but they can't lose to Iowa. They can't lose to which is no slouch. They pretty much have to keep winning. And if they go to UCLA, that'll be that can be a tough one. But Nebraska plays well on the road. That's really this defense that they play travels, and it travels well. So like I said, I think they'll be kind of on that 2-3 line, and very easily need to get to the Sunday championship game in Chicago to secure that 2 seed.
Yeah, so right now in the AP poll, Arizona's number 1, undefeated, one of the 2 undefeateds remaining. As you mentioned, Michigan representing the Big Ten at number 2. Houston jumps up to number 3 and Duke number 4. Those would, if the season ended today, those would be your number 1 seeds, which Duke did lose. Duke did lose, so that did play North Carolina in another classic in that UNC Duke rivalry going down. Seth Trimble hitting that shot in the quarter, and then you have Iowa State at number 5, UConn, who did lose to St. John's, and then Nebraska ahead of Illinois by 1 spot in the 7-8. I think Nebraska, like you said, the biggest thing is control your own destiny. You can't just figure, you can't just rely on other teams to lose games, because there's so much going to happen here in the next 4 or 5 weeks in college basketball. And you said, like, the schedule does, Iowa is going to be a tough one. Always is. Always a good rivalry. Always a tough one. And they get them twice. Get them once in Iowa City, and then they come to Lincoln to close out the year on March 8th. And then you look, Northwestern, hard to beat them. Hard to beat a team twice in general, just in conference play. Hard to beat a team twice. Penn State, Maryland at home, you'll get those ones. And then there's that West Coast trip. Nebraska went 2-0 last year on the West Coast, Oregon, Washington. Now they're playing the 2 other the newcomers to the newcomers, I should say. They've been in the conference this is their 2nd year now in the conference. But it still is a little weird to get used to, seeing USC and UCLA in the Big Ten. But exactly, I feel the same way. It's just, but they head out west. Those games, that stretch down the end of the seasons, you look at it right now, they're not ranked, but they've played a lot of close ranked teams close. USC, UCLA, and Iowa included. So control your own destiny and move on. Right now, they'd be the 3 seed in the Big Ten tournament. So they are in sole possession of 3rd place, which they did get some help with Michigan State and Illinois with that game going down. So a really good week of college basketball. But yeah, Nebraska right now, I just say control your own destiny, play each game 1 by 1, and don't worry about what else is going on with the rest of them, Tom.
Yeah, and the NCAA's basketball committee, they look at, they are supposed to really weigh the end of the year more than any other time. It's like, but they do, and they look at losses. Nebraska is sitting in very good shape right now. Their 2 losses are, I mean, there's no such thing as a great loss, but good losses. I mean, at Michigan, and then the Illinois. I mean, those, if you're going to lose to somebody in the Big Ten, those aren't bad. So, but they can't afford to slip up anywhere. Because the competition for the top 3 or 4 lines is going to be unbelievable, and we're due to get a snapshot here. I wonder if it's this Saturday or next Saturday. The NCAA is going to release its a top 16. The committee will go into a room and they'll rank their top 16 teams, and Nebraska will be in there. It'll be interesting to see if they have them as in the 2 or number 3 line, or maybe they're I don't think there'll be 4. I've had to guess it'd probably be a 3 seed right now. But the NCAA, they released that. They just release it once. It's not the stupid college football playoff rankings every week, which we don't need, because they change every week. So don't just wait on the end to tell. It's like basketball, and college baseball, and volleyball, and all the rest. But this is the basketball that gives us a little taste, a little snapshot in real time. So I don't know. I think it should be this Saturday, but we will see. So let's keep our eye on that.
Yeah, that's nice to see. I agree with the college football playoff. It's the different change. It changes every week, and different priorities come. You'd rather it's college football. If you lose early in the year, it's less of a detriment to your season than losing late in the year. I totally agree with that, but that's a topic for another day. Obviously, that could be a whole show by itself. But yeah, Nebraska, you talked about, they're good on the road. They're beginning a stretch here where they're playing 4 of the next 5 at home until late February. So you're back at home. Nebraska plays really well at home. They have the loss against Illinois, but like you said, their 2 losses are good. I mean, never losing. It's never nice to lose, but you lose to Michigan in a game where you're missing 2 of your key scorers. And then you lose to Illinois, who was arguably the hottest team in college basketball at that time, and were able to hang with them throughout. Illinois just made some tough baskets. Keaton Wagler, it was on fire throughout that week. And now you return home and you play a Purdue team who is kind of trying to find their rhythm again, because they had a 3-game skid losing to UCLA. UCLA made a tough bucket down the stretch, won that game out in LA. Illinois, obviously, Keaton Wagler dropping 46 on them, and one of the best single individual performances of the year. And then they drop one at Indiana, 72-67. They were on a 3-game skid. They got back on rhythm, beating Maryland 93-63 in a dominating win there. And then they grinded it out with Oregon this past Saturday in a 68-64 game, which a lot of people looked at it, and Oregon's near the bottom of the Big Ten standings. They were able to have a lead late in that one, and the Ducks nearly pulling off the upset, but the Boilermakers made some shots to regain the lead with under 2 minutes to play and win that game. So it'll be interesting how Purdue comes into Lincoln tomorrow, because that is another top 15 matchup, number 7 Nebraska and number 13 Purdue. I'm very curious to see which Purdue team they get. Do they get the Purdue team that was on a 3-game skid and kind of struggling to win games, or are they going to get the team that's kind of been able to grind it out with the team like Oregon and be able to handle business on the road against Maryland?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. It's going to be the good Purdue team will be there tomorrow night. It's going to make it a grind. But Nebraska, they can play that way, and it's like I said, the defense. Every game, it gives you a chance right out of the gate. So as long as they're playing that defense, and they have been. So, yeah, I expect to get their best shot. Nebraska's, a decent time with Purdue at home. When they go to West Lafayette, it's usually a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like it was last year. But they, I remember a couple of years ago, they had, knocked them off and they were number 1, and they usually play pretty well at home against them. So we'll see. But, Nick, I'm anxious to see Frager kid. I feel like he was, redshirt freshman, end of his first year of playing, the second semester, the end of the year, for a lot of young guys, really is when they start to kind of click. And he was on fire before he got hurt. Mm-hmm. He was really playing well. And so I'm anxious to see him get going again, get healthy. And, I think the week off gave everybody fresh legs. So I'm kind of watching him this last month. I think he could really be a huge factor.
Yeah, and he obviously missed a couple games just due to kind of it was kind of a scare injury. Ankle injuries are always interesting. You never know the severity of them. When he's playing Washington, missed a couple games, comes back, scores 20 points against Illinois, knocked down a ton of threes, didn't really lose a step despite missing 2 games, and then kind of wasn't really needed. He only scored 6 points against Rutgers, but in that win was able to come off the bench. I think adding him as well, I think that is a huge advantage for Nebraska, because they have so many guys who can just take over a game and be like, hey, I want the ball in this moment. Because a lot of teams, BYU, Duke, who the ball is going to. Those are your guys. Arizona as well. They have a handful of guys who are going to drop 18 plus points a night. Nebraska, they have so many different weapons they can use in different ways, where you have to, maybe Price is going to be the guy today. Maybe Braden Frager is going to be the guy tonight. Maybe Rink Mass now. You throw him in there. There's so many guys who can just step up and be able to knock down a big shot. We've seen it with Jamarcus Lawrence against Illinois early in the year. There are so many guys who can just kind of take over a game. And I think that's what just makes this Nebraska team just so dangerous come the next month, because there's, tournament time's coming. And if you're hot and you have a couple of guys who can knock down big shots, and we've seen that all year with Nebraska, and I have no concern that they'll be able to continue that as the calendar flips through February and goes into March, Tom.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything fancy the last month or so. They don't need to do it. No major adjustments. They're really not waiting on anybody to show up. They just need to keep doing what they're doing. And, going to Chicago, that'll be a nice test for them. Mm. I know, having to play Sunday and then having to turn around and go to the tournament, maybe play Thursday is not ideal, but they can't worry about any of that. They just need to keep winning and keep playing and just doing their thing. And the way again, I've heard Dana Altman said it. Jay Billis has said it. That he said this is the year that they're going to win a game. So we'll see. We hear, we always sit around here waiting for the bottom to drop out, but this team has been different, and I think it's gonna keep being different.
Yep, and that just control what you control, as we said earlier. We're gonna go break here. Husker Football Hour. Tom Shatel, Nick Wyman. We'll be right back here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See club for details.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Here's Stacy from Petal Creations.
Ordering flowers is intimidating if you don't know what you're doing.
Petal Creations experts care about designing a bouquet that conveys your special message from the heart.
You deserve to have a personal florist that you can depend on, who can take your message, turn it into a bouquet, and deliver it in a timely manner. And the rest is up to you.
Petal Creations in the Edgewood Shopping Center or at petalcreations.com.
So give us a call. We've got you.
A membership with John Henry's will fast-track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
And electrical.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com. Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down. The snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, Husker Football Hour with Tom Shatel, Nick Wyman, guiding you from in studio. Tom Shatel on the line. We just got done talking about Nebraska basketball. They have another top 15 clash tomorrow with the Purdue Boilermakers. That game starting at 6 o'clock. We'll have post-game coverage here on 90.7 The Ticket right after the final buzzer sounds around 8 o'clock. As again, Tom Shatel here, 402-464-565, the Star Haven Jewelers text line. Tom, we can talk about some football. Nebraska did have some more coaching news. Feels like it's kind of been a trend in the past couple of weeks. Nebraska hiring a safeties coach to replace Miles Taylor, who was around for 19 days. They bring in Tyler Yelk, who was served with the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles for the past 3 seasons. He will now be coming in, who has ties with Rob Orich as well. So I guess just overall thoughts, just kind of on another coaching change for, about almost 3 weeks, and then come in, bringing Tyler Yelk, who is familiar with Rob Orich as well.
Yeah, well, it adds to the intrigue of this season, which is, to me, the defense. And I mean, this is, I certainly don't know what Matt Rule's future is, but he needs this coordinator to get the job done. And I think next year's really tough sledding. They need more players, but to me, the story next year is, okay, what's Rob Orich going to bring? What is the staff, these guys that he brought in that he knows? How do they work together? And how are these guys coached up? And really, guys have not. This is another guy. Tommy was like a young up and coming guy, right? It's like Orich, but no experience in the Big Ten, none. And so you're basically putting these guys through the ringer. They've never coached them. Now you've been in the NFL. Yeah, that's the highest level there is. But this is a situation where I think they're going to be learning a lot as they go.
Yeah.
But I really, the style of defense is what everybody wants. Everybody has been waiting for is running the ball, and certainly Tony White's defenses did this. Very, very physical up front, but they had those two all timers up front. Ty and Nash. So I'd like to see how they coach the guys up. The guys coming in, does it come together quick? Does it take all year? I just tend to think this is not going to be a 1 year thing. It's going to take more than a year to get the players in there, but basically, I think next year, you find out if these guys are able to coach these guys up, and get them to go out there with the phrase "their hair on fire," play hard and run and tackle and hit, and not worry about scheme, not worry about pre-snap disguises and trying to fool people. And the Big Ten is not about fooling anybody. It's about winning your battle one-on-one. And so, and just because these guys haven't been in the Big Ten or Power Four doesn't mean they can't.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody started somewhere.
Yeah.
Nick Saban started somewhere, and they all started somewhere. So, it's just another. I think the fact that Yelk has experience, has a relationship with Arch it can't hurt.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
You know what I mean? So, it's just more intrigue.
Yeah, so they are very familiar. So Yelk and Orich were teammates at Minnesota Duluth when they played football. So that's their connection there. And then they've also coached together at previous stops, one being Idaho as the most recent, and then Idaho obviously the FCS level. So that's where they both kind of coincide coaching together. And the last 3 years, different role for Yelk out there with the Eagles. So 2023 year, he was the assistant to the head coach, being Nick Sirianni. And then 2024, he was the head coach. He was the head coach, quality control coach with under Sirianni as well. And then last year, he was defensive assistant coach. So he'd goes under the defense there. And the Eagles defense, I mean, still solid. They've been solid throughout. They have a lot of really good guys. He does have some Big Ten guys in there. Cooper DeJean being one of them. So, like you said, everybody starts at somewhere, and experienced guy at the professional level, because to making he knows what it's like to make it, how to get into the pros, and that is he has multiple years there along with Sirianni's staff as well.
Yeah, and like I said, everybody starts somewhere. The king of the hill right now, Mike McDonald, Seattle Seahawks head coach, came up that way, and he's been a college guy, but although he was at the Ravens, I believe too. So, but he was a defensive assistant, like one of the many. And they don't really coach a position; they just help. They're out there coaching, but they're a defensive assistant. But he was at Georgia when Nebraska played Georgia in the Citrus Bowl and the Gator Bowl the next year. Yeah. So he was on that staff. So that's they all start somewhere. He was there. So on Mark Richt's staff. So these guys. I mean, that's the thing. We aren't going to know in spring football. I mean, there'll be a spring game, and we'll get to see some stuff. But we'll know next fall. But I think this is going to be a process. We saw Bo Pelini in 2003 come in, and they had a lot of talent there. But he came right in and immediately got them playing hard. So I'm kind of interested. Is that what we're going to see next year? At least the style of defense is going to kick in early.
Yeah, and that spring practice dimension starts later this month. It's going to be quick. It's only a couple more weeks out when they start
next Saturday.
Exactly. It's not even
21st, man.
I know you're already counting your days for spring football. Usually it's not until about March, I feel like, but now you're shorter month. February it's a shorter month, but now it's like it kicks into high gear. It feels like football season just kind of ended. I mean, it kind of did yesterday with the NFL, but obviously there's football in the spring, and you choose to watch or you choose to don't. But you have the spring practices already starting basically in 10 days almost, and then you have the spring game, which will sneak up. Return to the spring game. Obviously, you have the Husker games last year. That's returning this spring as well in March. Last thing we talked about the safeties coach. Obviously, Miles Taylor was the guy who was originally kind of put in there, but he's now going to be hired as defensive backs coach, joined Jesse Minter's staff with the Baltimore Ravens. He was with the Chargers for the past couple of years when Jesse Minter was the defensive coordinator. I totally get it from a coaching standpoint. He's familiar with Jesse Minter's their schemes and everything, and Jesse Minter finally gets a head coaching gig. So I get it. It's kind of weird, you get a job for 20 days or whatever, and then you're gone, and then you're going back to the NFL. But that's just how it goes, and you can't really turn down an NFL job, and he's kind of been in the NFL game for the past several years.
As a Charger fan, and that's my problem. But that's I can tell you the defense has been good. If Jesse Minter wants him, that means he can coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, to me the intriguing thing is Arch and how is it going to come together? And he got control of his staff basically. They're keeping the secondary coach Addison and the linebacker coach, but a lot of the staff is guys he's worked with and knows, and so I'm just really intrigued by that. And we'll again, we aren't going to know how it's going to look until next fall. But again, I just want to see him out there running around and playing hard and and tackle, and not thinking. I feel like the last year the guys were out there thinking. John Butler was an NFL guy, and the NFL style. And it doesn't mean Tyler Yoke is not what he's used to, also, but NFL style is to it's about scheme and it's about fooling people because everybody's got players. And, yes, you have to win the one-on-one matchups in the NFL, certainly. We saw that last night. Seattle basically just ran over New England up front. But I feel like this is college football is very simple. So I think I keep the defense simple. And the fact that these guys all know each other, I mean,
yeah, I think that helps a lot because Rob Orridge kind of has control of his own defense and who he brings in, and you have a guy who you're very familiar with, who you played college ball with, and just kind of being able to put the pieces together. I think that does help and speed up the camaraderie and the chemistry because you have guys who have coached at several different locations, different stops, different levels of the FCS level. Now you have guys who are it helps you kind of build that right away and hit the ground running, like we said, in about 11 days for spring camp.
Yeah, and this spring football is. We'll talk about it again next week probably, but it shapes up as sort of a different spring, right? It's not only early; it's during this basketball run, and they're going to be almost undercover. It's spring ball, and the shadows of the basketball. While all the fun stuff, all the big stuff's going on for basketball, these guys will be out there, breaking in the quarterback, figuring out who's going to play running back, what the offensive line is going to be doing, and then all this stuff on defense. So, then if I don't, I'm not worried about the Elite Eight. I mean, let's win a game first before we start worrying about that. But yeah, I mean, the spring game will be right during the tournament, so that's fine. It's probably, I like it. I like the fact that Nebraska didn't win the offseason. I like the fact that there's not a lot of enthusiasm. There's not a lot of optimism. People are really down on that. They're really looking at the next season like it's going to be kind of a grind and not very good. And I like that because I'm tired of the hype. I want to see action.
Yep. And we're going to take our second break here, but when we come back, we'll talk about a little bit of a conference realignment that happened as of yesterday, dropped right before the Super Bowl. North Dakota State moving up. We'll get Tom's thoughts on that here on 9317 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Bundle up, bring your crew, and make this winter one for the books with Bachfest on Saturday, February 21st at Beer House. Enjoy winter brews that will tangle with your taste buds, polka dancing, games like Hammerschlagen and Stein Stamina, and more. Bach beer will be flowing, and sausages and pretzels will be available for purchase. Doors open at 11 a.m. and the party goes outside until 6 p.m. before moving inside. VIP tickets are $75, but just $10 gets you in the door. Buy your tickets today at beerhousene.com for Bachfest on Saturday, February 21st.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320. When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Dio Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Dio Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diotech online at diotech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Hey, Nebraska, this is your moment. Love Nebraska is already making noise on the court, but they're still missing one thing, a nickname. That's where you come in. Love Nebraska is giving fans the chance to submit the team's official nickname. Fans will then vote on the finalists later this season. Head to lovneb.com/nameyourteam to submit your nickname and get in the game. Submissions end on February 22nd. Name your team, shape the legacy.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play it again sports at 48th and Vine. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, Husker Football Hour. Nick Wyman in studio. Tom Shatel on the line. Tom, there was an interesting little news drop yesterday over college football realignment. North Dakota State making the jump to the FBS level to join the Mountain West Conference. Another member for the Mountain West. They are having a little bit of a shakeup with the Pac-12 kind of reinventing themselves. But now North Dakota State, the newest team that jumped to the FBS level.
Yeah, it's a natural move. I think a lot of people have been kind of waiting for it. They're proving themselves over and over at the FCS level, and now they had the I think it was $5 million to the NCAA to move up to FBS, and $12 million to the league. So. Yeah, this is great stuff. I mean, we'll see. We've seen these schools go into Power 4 places and win, so they belong. They'll be able to do well. Now the question is, will anybody follow them? North Dakota, their rival, hasn't had a lot of buzz about that, but. They seem to care more about the sport of hockey than they do that. But South Dakota State is kind of a team that has risen up in the football world, and so will they try to make the same move? And it's interesting around here because NDSU plays in the Summer League for everything else. And Summer League is just lost Denver, but there's only 8 schools left, and that's not a lot. So if North Dakota State would one day decide they're moving everybody to the Mountain West, and the Summer League would only have 7, and then you start falling apart. So UNO, I've heard the buzz about the Missouri Valley. And the Valley came here on a visit not long ago, a couple of years ago, to see what's going on here. So now UNO has made the NCAA tournament. They're building a new basketball palace in the East Harbor area, right next to Baxter Arena. So they're on the move, and so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very curious, especially because they're doing football only for North Dakota State going to the Mountain West. It's going to be very weird seeing a North Dakota State play because the Mountain West, funny enough, already announced their conference schedule before already. They announced it, the 2026 conference, who's playing who. Now they're going to have to redo the scheduling since North Dakota State, the Bison, are making the jump already for the 2026 season. It's going to be weird seeing like a North Dakota State play maybe at Hawaii, or Hawaii come to the Bison Dome, or and then thinking of the Mountain West, you're going to see teams like Hawaii play Northern Illinois as a conference game. That is a very strange. I know geographically the conferences don't make any sense anymore, but that's going to take some getting used to seeing the Huskies, the Northern Illinois team, make a trip out to Hawaii or vice versa.
Yeah, well, man, I'm covering conference games now with Rutgers and USC, and I don't even know what strange is anymore.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I still think Nebraska, they're playing the Boilermakers tomorrow night. That still doesn't make sense to me. I'm still waiting for Iowa State to show up, or
Texas,
K-State Wildcats, or somebody. Yeah. So yeah, it's you just got to go with it.
Exactly. That's the way I would look at it too. It's just conference realignment. Geographically, it doesn't make much sense, but it is what it is. And I think there's going to be a trickle effect with the Missouri Valley Summit League. You know, Montana State are good at the FCS level too. There's going to be some. There'll be some changes that are going to happen with North Dakota State making this move. But we're out of time here. Tom Shatel, thanks again. Another week with me rocking with him. We got All In with Ridge Lovett and Kayla Smith coming next. Thank you, Tom. You have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, Nick. See you next week.
Yep. See you next week, Tom. This is Nick Wyman, All In with Ridge Lovett and Kayla Smith coming next. We'll be back here on 90.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Lincoln.